So we'll drill into what DeCarta does, because everybody's got to have a pie chart like this on it. Pancake on it. So what we're doing, what we're enabling for application developers as well as operators is the opportunity to use the geospatial mapping layer courtesy of, there's a button, easy access APIs or web services layer. And some folks write deeper than this. I mean, our relationship with them goes back a number of years, long before some of this was even built, long before the iPhone ever existed. So there are various layers to access this technology. And that's what's critical. But the idea for an operator, as an example, is they can own, or at least under their domain of control, all of these lower elements, right? So they can leverage their strength in the market to get NavTech content, to get weather data, local content, dynamic content like traffic or weather. They can get transient content from sources that would be who's playing at shoreline amphitheaters. I mean, the guy's here for a night and he's gone, so there's some relatively dynamic, but it's longer. It's not as dynamic as traffic, and then the static imagery, of course, and this one, user-generated content. So that's the uploading of pictures. Where is it taken? What is it looking at, as opposed to where it was taken, with what's in the viewfinder? These types of things. We can geospatially make that content aware, provide it to what we call the drill-down server, and allow this function up here, third-party apps. Many of you folks are in this room, to develop compelling applications with a set of tools that bring rich but high-value content and surface that to the user. Let's just pick on Google somewhere. Search is, should have put the slide. Search to us is extremely important. I view this that on this device, on the laptop, you're doing research. You are looking for a place to go to dinner tonight, or you're looking for the next television to buy, or you're researching a car. You're doing research on this device. When you pull out your, I got one in there somewhere, your phone, which is a highly personalized device, you're doing search. Thank you. I have 3 on me somewhere, but I'll use yours. You're searching for something. Generally, it's marked by consumption, right? The TV I will get when I decide which one I want, the coffee I need now. Thank you. So when you're looking for something that's spatially relevant to where I'm standing, is the coffee shop near me or not near me? Is the ATM across the street, or is it 5 blocks away? You want, that's what's important to me. If you just suck in a bunch of URLs, as our friends do up on the left, and then they are an advertising company, I think I mentioned, you apply the page rank to it, the rest of it, then you're going to get an ATM that is Bank of America, because they spent the most on that page word, or that word, and I'm a Citibank customer. And I'll get the one that's 5 blocks away, not the Wells Fargo ATM across the street. So that's not useful to me, and that's a problem. So by using the DeCarta spatial key technology, we've got content providers on the left. We make that geographically aware. So instead of putting it in the flat file by address, all the zeros go here, all the ones go here, all the 2, it's done by latitude and longitude. So all the spatial relevance of where things are next to each other in the database. So when I say I'm looking for coffee near me, it says, where are you? I tell it where I am, courtesy of a Skyhug or a Qualcomm GS1 chip or whatever's in my device. It says, well, next to you, you've got these coffee opportunities, and here. So the difference being, well, more of what I just said. The ATM is 5 blocks away, not next to you. The good example on this page is that I've done this with some of our other devices. You're searching for a restaurant and it's next to a freeway. You're driving along the freeway to get to that exit to come back on the frontage road, and the P&D says, you've arrived at your destination. Yeah. It's 70 miles, 65 miles an hour. I'm passing the restaurant that is above the freeway, but the driveway's on the other side. That's the problem. That's not necessarily useful. The other one that happens to me more often is airports. So you punch in DFW, and it puts you at the centroid of the airport, or one of, in this case, 9 other places, but none of them is where the rental car return is, or things that are actually relevant, high-value content, relevant to me for what I'm trying to accomplish. I need a solution, not data. Okay? So to get ahead, I like this slide from usefulness. I mean, who would you rather? Right? If you're searching for, some of you have flown in, the gentleman who flew in from New York, he's got a rental car, I'm long-winded, I'm going to make him run late, he's got to get that car back to a rental car facility, and if you don't fill it with gas, there's hell to pay, right? So you want to know where gas is along your route, no more than, say, 500 meters off your route or no more than 30 seconds off your route. So when we return search results, as opposed to just point radius search of, well, there's a gas station over here, there's one over here, there's some up here, along your route, number one is the most relevant search result for what you're looking for because it is ahead of you and it's not far off the freeway. So it makes it useful. It's providing a solution, not just information. So in a nutshell, and to sort of summarize this, why would someone use DeCarta technology to build an application to bring to market? And there are a handful of reasons, and really it's scalability. When we have run, wrap it up, so it's like the Grammys. Where's Kanye? Still scalability. You are as good as your algorithm, and as long as our algorithm has been hit by the likes of Google, the likes of Yahoo in yesteryears, and the likes of Networks of Motion and many of the other applications, Telenav amongst them, our algorithm is continually tested and refined. So if you're looking for a sharp routing algorithm to get most efficiently from point A to point B and C and D in front of you, not behind you, that's where DeCarta technology comes into play. We're multiple, we're across the platforms. We've got JSON APIs, we've got the iPhone APIs, Droid, the rest of it. So you can write with us for an application that supports multiple OSs. Getting on those OSs and getting through the operators, that's a different story altogether. See me after class. I mean, you can read the slide better than I can, but the point is that it is a ubiquitous platform that has proven itself in the market space as an opportunity for application developers to write single applications for a device or bring connected navigation devices, be them P&Ds, handsets to P&Ds to, who knows, I mean, game consoles. I don't know what company in here bought game console company and they're going to connect it, but maybe John Kavulich will tell us. So with that, there I am. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you to the WCA. And if you have any quick questions? Yes, sir.
Do you have any plans to include time sensitivity to that? So let's say you're driving down there, you don't want to stop at any place that's closed, which is less relevant for gas stations, but very relevant for restaurants.
Yes, absolutely. If the data exists, right? So in terms of time and distance, we can figure out the time to get to, dot 1 versus dot 2 makes that one higher ranking from an access standpoint. But if you can crank in and we can ingest all kinds of content in the user-generated side. So if you know that that store is open, or if you tie it into an open table type thing, and the line at Mary's Pizza Shack on 80 between here and Tahoe, don't ask me how I know this, is really long, I'll skip it and go somewhere else. So yeah, great point, and as long as the data exists, certainly we can facilitate it. None other.